Hi, friends, and welcome back. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt completely drained after being in a noisy, crowded room, or found yourself so overwhelmed by lights, sounds, or textures that you just want to shut down? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. For many adults, sensory processing differences don't just make life a little uncomfortable. They can impact everything from emotional health to relationships to work to overall quality of life. And yet, this topic is so overlooked in adults. I'm Melanie Lambert, an occupational therapist and sensory coach. I help people move from a place of overwhelm and uncertainty to a place of calm, clarity, and confidence. My work is about giving you practical tools to regulate your nervous system, reduce anxiety, and feel more in control of your sensory world. Today, I want to walk you through exactly how sensory differences can show up in daily life and why recognizing them matters so much. Let's start with emotional regulation. One of the biggest challenges adults with sensory differences face is stress and anxiety. Think about it. When your brain is constantly overwhelmed by input, buzzing lights, scratchy clothing, background noise, it pushes your system into overdrive. Anxiety rises, and that anxiety then makes the sensory challenges even worse. It becomes a vicious cycle. Some adults might experience emotional outbursts like snapping in anger or bursting into tears because their system just can't handle one more layer of input. Others might shut down, feeling foggy, numb, or disconnected. Research also shows a strong link between sensory processing issues and mental health conditions like depression, bipolar disorder, OCD, PTSD, and even schizophrenia spectrum disorders. Fatigue, burnout, and sleep problems like insomnia are also very common. Simply put, living with constant sensory overload is exhausting. Now let's look at relationships and social life. When going to a restaurant feels overwhelming, or when hugs and physical closeness feels uncomfortable because of sensory sensitivities, it can be hard to connect with others. Some adults avoid social situations altogether, which can lead to isolation. Others may be distracted or withdrawn in conversations, not because they don't care, but because filtering background noise is just so hard. This can affect friendships, family connections, and even your relationship with your spouse. Interestingly, research shows that people who are highly sensitive or avoidant in their sensory patterns often develop more insecure attachment styles, while those who are more sensory seeking may show more adaptive, flexible attachment. Then there's daily functioning, especially at work. Imagine trying to stay focused in an office full of bright lights, constant chatter, and ringing phones. For someone with sensory processing challenges, that's a recipe for distraction, stress, and even reduced productivity. Over time, it can even affect career choices and opportunities. Even everyday activities like writing, driving, or balancing on uneven ground can feel harder when sensory motor processing is affected. While adults often find creative ways to adapt, like wearing sunglasses indoors or using noise-canceling headphones, sometimes circumstances, like shared spaces, take away that choice and make coping much harder. All of this adds up to one big theme: quality of life. Studies consistently show that higher sensitivity in sensory processing is linked to a lower quality of life in adults. This impacts physical health, mental health, emotional well-being, social connections, and daily functioning. And yet, this is still often misunderstood. Too often, sensory differences in adults are brushed off as quirks or preferences, but they are real, neurological, and they deserve recognition. For example, among adults with ADHD, nearly half of women report significant sensory sensitivity. That's huge, and it shows why this can't be ignored. So here's the takeaway. Sensory processing differences in adults are real. They're common, and they have a profound impact on daily life. But awareness is the first step. When you understand how your brain and your body process the world, you can start building strategies, seeking support, and most importantly, showing yourself compassion. If you saw yourself in this, I want you to know you are not broken. You are not too sensitive. Your brain is simply wired differently. And with the right tools, support, and environment, you can thrive. If this video resonated with you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content like this, and share your experiences in the comments. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And if you'd like a free tool to get started, check out the link below for my sensory overload checklist. It's a simple, practical guide to help you spot the signs and patterns that show when you're reaching your sensory limit. Thanks for watching, and remember, you're not alone in this journey.